Hey everyone, my name is Paula Jackson, and some of you might already know me from my groups on Facebook called Victims of Are We Dating the Same Person? Guy Girl. Normally I would have my friend Alice with me. She helps me admin the groups, a lot of them, but unfortunately she was unavailable today, so it's just me. I'm also going to at times have a good friend named Mark Smith with me. He's been with me since day one, since I started the groups, but he does work a lot behind the scenes. But there will be times that he will be on helping me with the podcast. So I'll introduce him later, probably next episode, if everything works out. So, again, I'm very nervous. I'm not used to this camera thing. I stated myself, I've never done a podcast before, so there will be mess ups throughout this, and I apologize ahead of time. I am extremely nervous still, and this is going on YouTube in front of a lot of people, so just forgive me if I mess up. Eventually, I will start going live once I get a feel for it, but until then, I'm just going to do these pre-recorded ones, and we'll see how that works. So our first episode on here was me and Alice talking. It was basically just a brief introduction of who we are and why I started Victims of Are We Dating the Same Person, and how she heard about it and what made her want to join. Ever since then, we've had a few people message us and they've asked us about Are We Dating the Same Guy, because they've never heard of the group. They've also asked questions about it, what it's for, how is it affecting people, and who created the group. So I figured I would just jump on here and talk about that real quick. So the ones that do know about Are We Dating the Same Guy, you guys already know that it's a massive group full of women. But to the ones that don't know, I'll just fill you in on everything. So the group was created, I believe the main group was like in New York. I don't know exactly how long ago, but it was created by a woman named Paola Sanchez, or Paula Sanchez. I don't know how to say her name. I might be messing it up, and I honestly don't care. So she's the one that created the group, and the intention for the group was, from my understanding, is to keep women safe. So if you're dating someone or you want to date someone, you post this man in there, and you let the other members basically tell you what their interaction was with this man. Now, mind you, she has over 200 groups in different cities with over 5 million women. Strictly women, no men are allowed in this group at all, so just remember that. So what they'll do is they'll talk to somebody on a dating app, they'll set up a date, and then they'll post the man and basically go off of what the other women in the group say. If he's a good catch, if he's bad, whatever. And the whole point of the group was to empower women, to make them feel safe, which I'm all for. I'm for safety all the way around, men and women. But the way this group is functioning is not safe, and a lot of men's lives have been affected. Some of them have even been suicidal. Some of them have actually killed themselves. Their families, they shut their families out. They seclude themselves in the house. They don't, want to deal with anybody after they get posted in this group. Reason being is, when some of these women post these men, you will have jealous ex-girlfriends, or women that they had children with, or even women that they have dated in the past but things didn't work out. These people will get on this post, and a majority of them will always have something negative to say about these men. They will go as far as to say, he raped me, he tried to rape me, he abused me, stalked me, he's been harassing me, he gave me STDs, whatever the case is. And from what I've been seeing, along with a lot of other people, they are saying all of this stuff to purposely ruin this man's reputation. Now, granted, I understand not everybody is perfect, and there are some horrible men out there, but there's also some horrible women. My whole thing is, whenever you do post these men and you're saying these things about them, knowing that people are going to look at them differently, have proof. So when they do say these things about these men, they don't post proof. We just basically have to listen to what they say and just believe every word that comes out of their mouth. Sometimes whenever the other women in the group will question these women, and they'll say, do you have any proof, police reports, voicemails, messages, anything to back up your story, a majority of those comments get deleted, and that woman that asked for proof will be banned from the group. She's kicked out completely. No warning of any kind. And the women that are talking bad about the men, all their comments they're able to stay up there. So when these men find out, which 90% of the time they do, they will reach out to the admins of Are We Dating the Same Guy, and they'll ask them to take the post down, or they'll try to send them proof showing that the woman is lying on them, and just trying to clear their name and defend themselves, because like I said, this is strictly women. No men can be in this group. So when they're talked about, they have no chance to write everything. So when the men do message admins and mods, they're actually trained to ignore them. So no men get assistance at all, and they just have to deal with what's being said about them in the groups. Even if they do have proof, showing that they've been lied on, the post will still stay up, and the women are free to say whatever they want. Ever since we did start the group, we've been hearing a lot about Paola Sanchez. We've had several people come forward. Like I said in the first episode, when I started this, it was because of a St. Louis group. I thought it was just going to be a few hundred people, maybe 500 tops. We ended up with over 50 groups ourselves, and our main one did have 35,000 members, but the females in Are We Dating the Same Guy didn't like that we were exposing them, because mind you, this is a top secret group. So they mass reported my page, and I got my main group shut down, but we still have other groups out there. That alone shows you that they're trying to keep us quiet, and they don't want anybody to know what goes on inside that group. If they're really about women's safety, they wouldn't mind posting proof of what has happened to them to back their story up, because you can't just believe anything somebody says. But for some reason in that group, it's like a girls group. So if a woman says something, they expect you to just run with that and just trust everything they say. And like I said, we are about men and women's safety, but the way that they're doing it is not working. A lot of people have been affected. They will literally post their pictures, their place of employment, where they live, and I'm talking about full addresses at times. They will post pictures of their families, including their kids, just their license plates, their cars, anything you can think of. That's what's allowed in this group, which is doxing these men, and it's not right. And like I said, when the men do reach out to ask for assistance, nothing happens. So since then, the information that we have received from other people, the outsiders that have had issues with this group and Paola Sanchez, we've heard things. I just want to make sure I'm getting this right, so I'm just going to write it down. Since starting the group, we have received a lot of information about Sanchez. She has started GoFundMe accounts and receiving, for one, that is labeled Support Are We Dating the Same Guy Women from Being Sued by Angry Men. She posted that on GoFundMe, and she asked for $20,000. She received over $37,000. Now, her purpose of doing this GoFundMe was to help women in case they were ever sued or anything ever happened, and she needed to help the women in her group, because she is about women's safety, right? Women empowerment. We've actually talked to a few women that have been sued. Some are still in court right now dealing with things, and all they did was comment their interaction with this man under the post, and Are We Dating the Same Guy? The man would sue them to clear his name. When they reached out to Paola Sanchez to ask her for help because it was her group, they were ignored and they were blocked. So mind you, she raised all this money, and she has not helped not one single person that has actually been sued. So that alone should say a lot. She has this app. It's some kind of coffee app. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but they can buy her a cup of coffee, and they basically just send her money. She's made thousands on that. She's had other GoFundMe's up, and she's made thousands of dollars on that. But mind you, when these women that are donating the money do need her help, they get blocked. Nothing ever happens, and they can't speak to anybody that helps run that group. So there's been a lot of reporters, journalists, producers, anybody you can think of, lawyers included, that have tried to reach out to her. And from what I'm hearing, nobody has been able to get in contact with this woman. She's involved in a few lawsuits, and I'm not sure exactly what all of them are. A lot of them do have to do with her group, but we won't get into much detail about that right now. But my whole point is, you have this woman who is raising money on the side after making this group for women's safety. She doesn't help the women, and she won't speak to anybody. So we're all really starting to think that she is fake. That's all we can really say. We don't even know if her pictures that she does have up, which are very few, I think I've seen 2 so far, and they look like they're AI filtered, and nobody can get in contact with this woman. So everybody's starting to believe that it's really a man, and she's just pretending to be a woman, trying to get the support from all these women, and she's just doing these GoFundMes and getting money from these women to scam them, because like I said, nobody has actually talked to her, and if they have, nobody has said anything. So that's the basic rundown of the group. It's supposed to be for women who are in the dating field, make them feel safe before they meet a man, even if they're dating a man. Their big thing is when they post men, they'll ask for red flags or tea on that man. And sometimes they will actually have women who don't know this guy at all come forward and start talking about him. And that's another problem that they have. They know that these women, not all of these women have had interactions with these men, but they still allow them to say whatever just to drag this man's reputation and try to ruin his life and basically his dating life. It's getting to the point to where most men will actually have female friends search the group, their local group, and make sure that the woman they are interested in is not a member of this group. That's how bad this has gotten. If the women are members of the group, then these men won't have anything to do with them, because they know how dangerous it can be, and how they're just so eager to post a man for no reason. They've even posted men that they've swiped on and never even met, never had a conversation with. And to me, it's like stalking. And to be honest, the whole group seems like it's a brainwashed cult, and it's just about ruining men's lives. So that's why I created my group. That's what that group's supposed to be about, and I think that it needs to be stopped. There's a lot of people that believe that. We have a lot of people behind us willing to help us get that group shut down, or at least back to what it used to be, where it is about women's safety and not ruining men's lives. So that's the basic rundown of everything. So I have been speaking to reporters and producers, and I'm actually in the process of working with somebody to do a 3-part series documentary. She is asking for anybody that has had any bad luck with this group to come forward, and she wants to know if you guys want to be a part of her documentary. If you do, you can reach me. You can reach me on Facebook under Paula Jackson, or you can email us at victimsofAWDTSG80@gmail.com. I'm also letting people get on here, men and women, get on here and tell their stories, so that way they can defend themselves, because I want to be able to give them a voice because they don't have that chance with that group. And there's men that are actually losing custody of their children. Their relationships are getting ruined. And the ones I'm talking about are, they'll have stalkers that are interested in them that will go as far to make a fake dating app and post this man, hoping that the wife or the girlfriend sees it and makes it seem like they're cheating. And we've had proof that that's been done. So that's our main goal, is to try to stop that group. And like I said, they feel like it's a top secret group, but we want everybody to know, and I feel like I need to expose them for what they really are. And I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. I really don't care. I just want people, the victims, to actually have a chance. And this is from men and women. I'm tired of seeing people get their lives ruined. And when people do try to defend their friends in that group, are we dating the same guy, they get jumped on by the women, they get banned. It's like there's no chance of defending anybody there, and it's just not right to me. So I know I kind of bounce back and forth, and I apologize. Like I said earlier, I am nervous, but I did want to get this out there. If you guys have any questions, or if you want to join the documentary or the podcast to tell your story, or even just vent, talk to me. I do try to reach out. I do try to contact everybody that does contact me, try to reply back to the messages, but I do get flooded with them, so it may take me some time. And again, I apologize about that, but I'm doing my best. So if you guys want to tell me anything or join, just let me know. And again, the email is victimsofawdtsg80@gmail.com. And my name on Facebook is Paula Jackson. And I hope to hear from you guys. And I promise I will get better with this podcast stuff eventually at some point. But this is what we're working with right now. So thank you, everybody, for your time. And like I said, we're here for you. If you do need the help, we'll do our very best. And yeah, I'll talk to you later.